Hey guys, do you love what you see? Do you need step-by-step guide on how to achieve this? Then you are at the right place. Welcome to Sew With Anita, where I share tips that no one talks about that will elevate your sewing skills from a basic to a professional. So if you're just joining us for the first time, you're welcome. Hit on the like and subscribe button so you can get notified whenever I drop videos like this. In this video, I'll be teaching us how to achieve this vintage senator top for males, step-by-step for beginners. I also dropped a tutorial on how to sew the trousers on my channel, so just go ahead to check it if you're interested. So without further ado, let's dive into this tutorial. So in order to achieve this, I made use of 3 yards of my crepe fabric and 1 yard of my vintage fabric. So this 3 yards is actually going to cover up for my trousers and my senator top. But if you just want to make the top, you can make use of 1.5 yards. That should be sufficient. It might even remain. So for my vintage material, this is what I have. I'm just going to open it up like this, and I'm going to fold it so that I'm going to fold it equally. But because of this design I'm trying to achieve, I want it to be at the center, so I'm just going to go ahead to arrange it out like that. Then I'm going to get my maximum amount of material, which is my chest measurement divided by 4, and I'm going to mark it out, and I'm going to add extra 4 inches allowance for ease because this is a baggy senator. So I'm just going to mark what I have from there to the new allowance point, and I'm going to mark it out, and I'm going to do the same thing at the other sides so that I can get a straight line. Then I'm going to connect the points like that. I just hope you can see what I'm doing. Then I'm going to get my vertical measurement. So because of the kind of design I'm trying to make, I wanted to start around this point, so I'm going to mark out my starting line from that place like that, and then from that place I'm just going to mark it out to make it equal. Then I'm going to draw out a straight line. So this is just to ensure that, because I moved my starting line to the lower point, I just hope you understand what I'm doing. So this is to ensure that my starting line is straight. Then from that point I'm going to take my shirt length. So my shirt length is about 30 inches, and I'm going to remove 3 inches from it because I'm going to be fixing 3 inches band. So what I have there is about 27 inches. So I'm going to mark it from my starting point, and I'm going to mark out that 27 inches like that. If you want, you can make your senator a lot longer if you want, but for me, I don't want it to be too long. Then after that, I'm going to cut it out like this. So that's that for the front piece. I'm going to be using this front piece to cut out the back piece. So I'm going to go ahead to fold my back piece. I'll be using the crepe material, but because this is a crepe, this is going to be very difficult to get the wrong side or the right side. So I'm just going to go ahead to chalk out the wrong side everywhere that we have the wrong side. So identify the wrong side and then chalk it out so that you don't make a mistake. So this is the way I'm trying to identify which one is the wrong side and which one is the right side. After that, I'll place my material on a fold, and I'm going to place the front fabric on it, and I'm just going to drag it till we get to the end point. This is to help us to not waste material. Then I'm going to pin it down. So do you see what I'm doing? Just go ahead to do the same thing just like that. Then the next thing I'm going to do is that I'm going to extend that back piece with 4 inches. So I'm just going to mark it out like that, 4 inches on all sides, and I'm going to connect the point and cut it out. After cutting it out at our starting point, which is the top side like that, which is the equal side, I'm going to then take my shoulder slope, which is 3.5 inches. So just go ahead and mark out 3.5 inches at the point that is not a fold, and we're going to make a slant like this. So after slanting it out, we're going to cut it out. Then we're going to make the lower part equal like this. So this is what I'm doing. After doing that, I'm going to go ahead to pin it down so that it doesn't move around. Then I'm going to slant it with 1/2 inch. So I'm going to overlap it. So I'm going to just mark out my 1/2 inch like that, and I'm going to connect the point. This is so that we can know where exactly we're overlapping it on, so we don't make a mistake. After connecting the point, I'm going to then overlap it like this. Then I'm going to pin it down. This is actually very tricky, so take your time to do it. Ensure that it is equal at both ends. So just look at what I'm doing. So I'm overlapping it on the line that I already marked. Do you see what I'm doing? Ensure that the end at that point is actually equal. Mine was not equal, so I had to open it up again and to redo it so that it can be equal at that point. After doing that, I'm going to mark my shoulder to shoulder measurement point. Look at the point I'm placing my tape. I'm going to mark my shoulder to shoulder measure divided by 2. I'm going to mark it out and add 1 inches allowance. This is for sewing, and we don't want it to lap exactly on the senator because this is a baggy senator. And from that point, I'll take the same thing I took, but I'll add extra half inches. So if I took 10 inches at the shoulder to shoulder, I'll add extra half inches for ease. And I'm going to connect the point like that, and then I'm going to just connect it the other way around too. Then I'm going to take my shoulder slope, so I'll just come out by 1 inch from the intersection points like that, and I'm going to make a slope. So that there is our armhole where we're going to be adding our sleeve. Next up, we're going to measure out our neck measurement. For I'm going to be taking 4.5 inches depth by 2.5 inches. So take note of where I started my tape from. Then I'm going to connect the points like that. So this is a high neck line, so just like you saw in the video. Let me explain this briefly. So our neck depth for the back is 2 inches, then our neck depth for the front is going to be 3 inches, and if we're joining it by half of an inch, it's going to be 1.5 inches at the back and 2.5 inches at the front. I just hope you understand. When we're cutting it, please ensure that you raise it up like this. So just take note of what I'm doing, don't make a mistake. Just leave the front piece up and cut it out, then lift the back piece too and cut it. So we're just cutting on the surface. I just hope you understand. Please don't make a mistake. So this is what it's going to look like. This is what it looks like. Please be very careful at this point. Don't make a mistake, if not it can spoil your work totally. So then we're going to cut out the armhole like that, and that is that for the drafting of the front. The next thing we're going to do is to notch it out like that. Then we're going to cut our sleeve. So in order to do that, I'm going to measure out what I have around my armhole. Then whatever I have there, I'm going to minus 2 inches from it, and that 2 inches is going to be the maximum amount of material I'll be needing for my sleeve cutting. So when I measured out my armhole curve, I got 13 inches minus 2 inches, that is 11 inches. So I'm going to fold my material into 2 like this at the wrong side, and I'm going to ensure that what I have there is 11 inches, exactly 11 inches. So just do the same thing and you're going to see the magic that's going to come out of it. Then from that point, I'm going to mark out 6 inches like this from the starting point. So do you see what I did? After doing that, I'm then going to create a curve like this. By the time I finish creating my curve, what I have there, I'm going to measure it out, and you'll see that you have exactly your armhole curve, which is 13 inches. Then for my sleeve length, I'll be making use of 15 inches, and I'm going to mark it out. So I'm going to, after doing that, I'm going to then come down by 3 inches. This is for my turn up. I'm going to be folding it like this by 3 inches. So just mark the same thing. Then I'm going to take my sleeve round measurement. Because this is a baggy senator, I'll be making use of 8 inches. So just go ahead and do the same thing. Mark out 8 inches and connect it like that. Then I'm going to connect it over to the armhole curve just like this. I just hope you understand what I'm doing. Then another thing, in order for our turn up to be equal, we're just going to come up a little bit like this. So what I have there is 3 inches. I'll take the same 3 inches up. Then what I have round, I'll measure it out, and I'll take the same thing at that lower point. So just do the same thing I'm doing and connect the point, so that by the time you want to turn it over to fold, it's going to be equal. So by the time I cut it out, I'm going to show you what it looks like. Then after cutting it out, this is what we have. I'm going to notch that midpoint like that. Then I'm going to pin it down to secure it, because I'm going to use this piece to cut out the other piece. So this is what it looks like when I fold it. You see that there is no shortage at this side. So this is the importance. Do you see, if I did not cut like that, there will be shortage. So that's the importance of following that procedure. So I'm going to get my main fabric, and I'm going to place it, open it up and place it right side facing the right side like that. Then because the neck side is not equal, I'm just going to trim that side out so that it can lap well. Then I'm going to stitch one side, but the other side I'm not stitching it out yet. I'm going to be adding my zip, but before I add my zip, let's just go ahead to stitch the other side first. So this is what I have after stitching it out. So I went ahead to also stitch down the sleeve, and so after stitching the sleeve, this is what I have. If you're interested in learning how to stitch your sleeve like this so that you can have a neat finish finishing. I dropped a video on my channel. You can go ahead to check it out, or you can just use the normal method and weave it out. So I also went ahead to fold that end like that with 3 inches, just the way we did in the cutting. This is the way it's looking, how neat it is looking. I've gone ahead to iron it out too, because ironing every step of the way is very important if you want to sew like a professional. Next up, we're going to be piping the neck. After piping the neck, we're going to be fixing our zip. So in order to pipe the neck, I'm just going to measure out what I have from this edge there round. So whatever I have there, I'm going to measure it out. You can add extra inches allowance. It is actually better to add about 1 inches allowance to it. It is better for it to be much than for it to be short. For the piece of fabric I'll be using to pipe the neck, initially you need a wide piece of fabric, because you need the diagonal part, which is a bouncy side, just like I'm doing. You don't use the straight part, if not it's not going to curve well. The neck part will not curve, so we're using the diagonal part. So this should be enough for me, because I'm going to look for a way to manage the material. But if you want to do this, just use a wider fabric so you can get the diagonal part. So I'm going to measure it out to see whether the length is enough for what I want to do. So my wideness is going to be 2.5, so I'm just going to measure it out. My neck width is 19 inches, but I'm taking about 20 inches, so I've gone ahead to mark out that 20 inches like that. Then I just cut out the excess, and then at this point I'm going to measure out 2.5 inches. So I'll be making use of 2.5 inches wideness band. That the band is going to be 2.5 inches wide. So I'm going to measure it out at the lower end like that, and I'm going to connect the points. So remember that we're doing this diagonally, so just go ahead to connect the points. So you can mark out a new starting point and measure out what you have again if you want, then just go ahead to cut it out. So after cutting it out, we're going to place it on a fold, 2 equal fold, and we're going to iron it out equally like that. After ironing it out, we already have our midpoint, that's the center line. Then we're going to then fold one side like this. So we're folding it in a way that it does not meet the center diversion. I don't know if you understand. We're going to fold it in a way that it does not meet the center point. It is like 0.25 inches short than the center point. So do you see what I'm doing? Just go ahead and do the same thing. I like to use steam to iron this out so that it can stay very well. So do you see, we're trying to actually form a bias, and we don't want both sides to be equal. So make sure that this one is a little bit shorter. Then we're going to fold the other point. So this time around is going to occupy all the space. So we're folding it in a way that it covers it all up. It covers up, it meets the point that the other one could not meet. So this is because we want one side to be longer than the other. So just try as much as possible to understand what I'm doing. After doing that, we're going to fold it again into 2. So this is that by the time we fold it up, one side is not equal. So that is what we want to achieve. We want one side to be shorter than the other. So the side that is short is going to be the side in front. So this is the reason why we wanted to use that diagonal side, so that it can easily curve. So by the time you iron it, just try and make slight curves like this, so that when you lap it on the neck, it will position very well. So just go ahead and do the same thing, and when you're done, this is what we're going to have. And we're going to use it to pipe the neck. So the shorter side is going to be at the front side, and we're going to top stitch very little at the top side at the front. So over to my sewing machine, I'm just going to open it up. Remember that the shorter side is at the front, and we're going to top stitch. So this is how it's going to be. We're going to place the fabric inside of the bias, and we're going to top stitch carefully. Ensure that you're top stitching at the edge side. So do you see the way I'm doing it? Carefully and slowly. So just take your time to do this gently, and you're going to get it right. So after I was done, this is what it looks like. I'm going to cut off the excess that I have there. So do you see, I'm just going to cut it off. Then after that, I'm going to place my zip on it. So I'm going to fix my zip on this. If you're interested in learning how to fix the zip, you can as well check my channel. I will go ahead to drop a tutorial on how to do that. That being said, I've gone ahead to fix the sleeve of the other one and I folded the hand. So I'm going to then join the sides. I'm going to place it together and join the sides, right side facing each other. Then I'm going to measure out my band. So I'm going to measure out what I have round after stitching it down. Then I'm going to cut out my band. So when I cut it out, I'll be cutting out 3.5 inches on a fold. So this is what I have. Then for the wideness, I'll be cutting out exactly what I have when I measured it, but I'll be adding 1 inches allowance. Then I'm going to open it up like that and I'm going to stitch it down from the inside by 1/2 inch. Then I'm going to fold it and I'm going to attach it to my shirt like that. So this brings us to the end of this tutorial. If you love this tutorial, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe so that you can get notified whenever I drop nice tutorials like this.